What?
Alright, I know the whole lot of you are all squirrely because the last 48 hours have been weird. So, get it. Settle down. Do the thing. This is daily quiz. Then any homework questions that we may have, then review and quiz. Okay? Exactly what we would have done yesterday, except it's today.
Sunday night, 10 o'clock? Maybe Monday morning.
Okay, that's the next one. Cool. You are in there at 2:45. Okay. Yeah, remember our factoring decision tree? Everyone on one side is their GCF. A and C perfect squares, Z equal to 1, all that business. So, okay, that's solid 9 minutes. We should be done with a problem. Anyone still fighting? Okay. Then, round 1. Everyone on one side of the bus. 12x squared minus 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. So that's how we solve. We set things equal to 0 and look for the zeros of. Step 2. Is there a greatest common factor?
No.
A and C perfect squares.
No.
A equal to 1.
No.
So, AC method it is. I'm looking for what times what is going to make a negative 24, but still add up to that B term, negative 5. And it is negative 8x and positive 3x. Now remember, the order that you write those does not matter because addition is commutative. However, it'll change this next stage. I suppose that's just going to bother me not having the green arrow. There we go. You factor each half. You say these two got a 4x in common, leaving 3x minus 2. These guys got nothing in common. You have to put the 1 as a placeholder or it won't work. And then I say, wait a second. Those two happen to have a 3x minus 2 in common. So if I take 3x minus 2 out of here and here, I'm left with 4x plus 1. Cool, done. Right?
No.
No. This would be a big, big, like warning, danger, danger, neon flashing sign for your quiz. If this is solved by factoring, don't just factor and quit. You have to finish it off. We solve by setting each of these equal to 0. 3x minus 2 is 0, so 3x is 2, so x is 2/3. 4x plus 1 is equal to 0, so 4x is negative 1, so x is negative 1/4. Take it all the way. All right? Now, -2 is also a prime number. Is there anyone in here who's got the mental mojo? You're able to shortcut from purple straight to orange. Because the only way I'm going to make -2 is with 2 and 1. One of them's negative. Some of us might be okay with just put a 2 and a 1 and then just guess and check factors of 12 and some signs in our head. If you can do that, and believe me, I know which ones can and can't. Like, I can eyeball a couple of kids in here and be like, yeah, I could see them doing it. I could see a couple of kids where if they just went from there to there on paper, I know they're full of it. Okay? Because everyone's going to work at a little different speed. Everyone's going to work at different levels. Some of us got the mental math mojo. Some of us are really good at the process. Everyone's got their own strengths, right? My wife never went past geometry. Best problem solver I've ever met. Like, things that I overthink or just stare at the problem and go, she'll figure out like that. I did her college algebra for her. Okay, so everyone's got their own strengths and skills. I know if you can do that, all right, at least try to have some work to back it up. So, no, not college algebra, stats. I did her stats. All right. I'm going to say, did you get both answers, get the correct factors, and then however you did it, I'm going to say 2 for the work to get to the factors. Okay? So you got the correct answers, you got the 2 correct factors, you got the work to back it up. Any questions on how to score it up? Yes, sir.
So for the second factor thing, I had -4x minus 1, but I
Still correct, right? Like if you factor out double negatives, you're not right. Wait, not right?
Means you're right.
Yeah, okay, I said that right. But okay. Y'all good? Okay. Then, all right, it's been 48 hours. I did not receive any questions that I can remember because it's been a heck of a 48 hours. Anything from the homie work? Is there? I have no idea what that is. Just tell me what it is. Quiet, I can't hear him. Okay. So, everyone's on one side of the bus. Step 1 is always greatest common factor for this reason. Because if I take a 2x out, I'm left with, right? This is no different than, it is still 2 linear factors. But if I set this equal to 0, x is just 0, right? So those ones are actually really nice because if I just take out a something x, I know that 0 is one of my factors, or one of my solutions. Are we getting, have we knocked enough rust off the gears where I can just stare at this and know that that's -2/3? Because you subtracted over, divide by 3. Basically, if I know that I have ax plus b as a linear factor, my 0 is -b over a.
Wasn't it 6
Right?
squared minus 4x?
I don't know. Was it plus 4x or minus 4x? Okay. I mean, if it was minus, it would just have -2 here and then be a plus 2/3. So, yeah. Okay. Sometimes we just overthink them. Anything else? Okay. Okie dokie. Then, by popular request, had a lot of good conversations at conferences last week. By popular request, the review and the quiz are now on separate sheets. Right? I'm just trying not to kill the forest, but you know what? Me printing out an extra 300 sheets every year compared to Bitcoin, not even close.
What happens with Bitcoin?
It's just the okay.
So will we turn in there?
Okay. So inside baseball here, I never look at the reviews. Not doing the review is a really dumb idea. But I don't look at it. I don't write it down as an assignment. It's just, hey, we reviewed it right before you did it. You probably should have done that. Okay? So you can just hold on to that. In fact, those are really good to hold on to as review before a final. Just saying. So, starting with, we did 4.3, 4.4, and 4.5, and 4.59999. So, we start off with modeling. If I give you a bunch of junk in a table, can you get me a quadratic model for it? I hope so. We've spent a grand total of 5 days on regression in here, maybe 6. I see people already poking buttons. What buttons are you poking? Okay, stat. Edit. Start typing stuff. Before I start typing stuff, reading the problem explains the problem. What should I be typing? X is years since 1970. So, not these. 6, 16, 26, and 35. Okay, I'm writing them over there because now I can actually see them. 6, 16, 26, 35. Hey now. 16, 26. Okay. And bad. 61.4, 90.4, 92.7. Where are the other ones? 141.3 and 208. 141.3, 208.
No, we did 111.
Come on, 141.3.
You pushed the 4.
Okay, double check our numbers. Are we good?
Yep.
Now what? Make a model for my data.
Whoa.
Graph it. Okay.
Whoa. Wait. That is not.
Well, you just said graph. I just said graph. See, the bummer there is pre-calc uses this too.
Oh, clear that.
Okay. That's next chapter. Okay. I don't want that. How do I make the model?
You make it.
There you go. Stat. Calculate. Quadratic regression. If I want to store it, If you're on the old TI-83, it will be variables, the y's, the function y1. If you got an 84, you get to just nice pop-up menu. Okay. We've done it enough times. The RGB. So I've got y is, and I'm going to say approximately because I have decimal cutoff here, 0.109x squared plus 0.56x plus 54.556. Okay. So if I'm rounding to the nearest thousandth, 3 places. Okay. The 7 tells the 9 to go up. If the 9 goes up, you end up with 0.56 on the middle there. So, yay, I got a model. Determine the estimated cost of gas in 2025. So, option 1. I can make my window go out to whatever this is, and then I'll be able to trace it. So, what was it? We were talking about the price per gallon in cents. So, at least 55 years. Okay, let's go from 1970 until now. How long is that? Okay. And they're saying the price in cents. So if I say it's going to get up to like $5 or $6 a gallon, I need to say up to 600. Okay. Now I'm just doing this so I can see the model. I can see the model, right? So, calculator or food? Bring it back. Okay. So I can just trace. And we'll say out to, what was 2000, what did they want in 2025? So I would need to go out, oh wait, 2025? If I try to trace right now to 55 years out, look what happens. Because my window was not big enough, go to, what did I screw up? You can't go that far. So instead, I'll make my window go out to, I'll just go 100 years. Screw it. Right? Shoop. There we go. Now I can trace out to 55. And it'll tell me it's about $4.15 a gallon. Remember, that's 414.6 cents. That's how many cents it is. I need to turn that into regular money. Okay? Where else could I get this without monkeying with my graph? If I go second table, well, the last time I was monkeying around with this, I was down to the tenths. This is going to take a really long time to scroll down to 55. Right above window is my table settings. I can just say, hey, I want to ask my x's, and then you tell me why. That sounds like a country song. Okay, 55. There you go. Okay. So we spent a good amount of time on regression. We've done it a few times. Hopefully you're getting better with it. All right, round 2. You whack the ball, get in the cart. We have a model, says x is horizontal distance, h is height. What's the maximum height? When does it reach that? What are they asking for?
Like the maximum.
Maximum. Another word. I mean, maximum is the most specific, but what's
Vertex.
vertex? Okay. So I can typey, say negative point, clear this out, negative 0.01 x squared, right? Yeah. Plus 1.22x plus 3. Okay, if we're going to whack the ball, what do you think is a decent window here? Baseball field. How big's a baseball field? I know that they all change, right? But okay. We'll say 400 feet and see if we smack a homer. Okay. Okay, what about max height? What do you think is the highest that the ball would get hit? Assuming it's not just pop fly. I'm hearing 150 and 200. I'm going to say 175 for grins and see what happens. Okay, maybe this is a wiffle ball. Do I still see where the vertex is? Yes. So I'm going to second, right above trace is calculate. I'm going to find a maximum. It's somewhere between 5 and 55. Oh, nope. Nope, not 55. Somewhere between 5 and 150. There we go. There we go. Now remember, this is a coordinate. The coordinate has meaning. Is all of this shaking head back there that I don't know how to do this? Okay. I get worried because kids don't speak up. So, all right. If I have a coordinate of 61, well, just like I got 60.61.2. Remember, that's that round off error because of where we put Blinky. Mine ended up just a hair to this side. Your ended up just a hair to that side. It's still 61. Okay. What does this do? Like, what does it mean? I can't just say this and leave. I can't just say this and leave. What does it mean? No one's answering me because half of you ain't listening. You're just using up your own time for the quiz.
We have to turn the point 2 on and the point 99 into inches.
Hey, there you go. Words related to the question I asked like 2 minutes ago. Good job. Okay. I have a coordinate. I have to answer the questions. What is the maximum height? Okay. Am I allowed to then take that 0.21, turn it into inches? Yes. Okay. If you want to do feet and inches, go for it. I would be okay with this. Answer the question. 61 chalupas? Oh, there we go. Okay. About 61 seconds. Okay. Pay attention to the wording of the problem. It says, oh wait. Oh, that's what happens when someone makes their own problems because there's not enough for the review. Okay. When will the ball reach its maximum height? That's not 61 seconds. That's after 61 feet. So you crack the ball, and after it's traveled 61 feet this way, it will reach its maximum height. Oh, maybe we couldn't just assume that it was seconds because we heard the word when. Because maybe some teacher was cross-eyed when they wrote the problem and didn't.
Yeah, 61.
Or at 61?
Or just the about 60. Because that was the highest that
Okay, I'm being lazy and not Englishing here.
Yeah, how can you tell if you should have like a range?
It says that X is not equal to this. If it did, it says.
When the ball has traveled 61 feet that way, it will reach its maximum height of about 40 feet. Okay. See, what usually happens is, for all the different forms of the quiz that I have, I steal all those problems from various curricula I've used over the years. And sometimes I run out of the problem I'm looking for or the type of problem. So I have to make one up real quick, and then I English bad. But that's okay because math is importanter. Me fail English? That's impossible. What's next?
Greatest common factor.
Always greatest common factor if you can. What do they have in common? Leaving.
36
Now, I can do the AC method if I want. I can find factors of negative 900 that add up to 0 because there's no middle term. It's plus or minus 30. You could keep going. Yeah, I mean, this will work. But remember our factor decision tree. Greatest common factor, check. Are A and C perfect squares? Yes. 36 and 25 are both perfect squares now. So go down that path. Is there a middle term? No. So that means I'm going to have this plus minus pair called conjugates. And they're going to be the square root of the A and C terms. Square root of 36x squared is 6x. Square root of 25 is 5. Don't forget your kid brother at Burger King. Okay, don't forget the 2. All right, so no idea what the number 3 is on your quiz. I just know it's going to be a special one. It's going to be some special format. Okay, alternatively, what if I ran across 2 and then it was 36x squared? Now there's a middle term.
Oh wait, it's still a perfect square, so then you just.
22 is.
They all have 2.
I can math, I swear.
They all have another common factor. 2. No, not 25. Oh, my bad.
Now what? I'm just asking, what if this happened?
Then you solve. Then you do 36 times 25.
Are A and C perfect squares?
They are.
Does it have middle term?
Yes.
So, You got to know those special forms. Okay, it's on that factoring decision tree that we ran through a few times. Okay. Just be aware of them. Solve by factoring. Okay, now we're getting into 4-5. First step to solving by factoring is to everyone equal 0, one side of the bus. Run down the decision tree. Is there a greatest common factor? Isn't there 3?
Yeah, three.
But you can't take literally
Equal opportunity bully. If I'm coming around saying, all right, give me your money. Give me your lunch money. He's like, I got 18 bucks. And Dawson's only got 3. Okay, I'll only take 3 from you, right? I'm going to be cool with that. And I get down here to Cade, and he's like, I'm broke, dude. I got nothing. Oh, okay. Here you go. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. An equal opportunity bully, you have to take the same thing from every one of the terms. If this is not divisible by 3, I don't care about those 2. So then you keep going down the train, and you run into our A and C perfect squares. Are A and C perfect squares?
no.
18 isn't, no. Is A equal to 1? Yeah, okay. So now I just get what times what equals negative 18, but adds up to my 3 B term. So I say x plus 6, x minus 3. I move on to the next question, and I get 1 wrong. Womp womp. Solve. Set both of them equal to 0, and get x is negative 6 and positive 3. Oh, another one that I'll see kids do wrong, really, really common, is they'll get here, and then they're thinking in their head, what factors of negative 18 add up to 3? Oh, it's 6 and negative 3. So they won't write any of this. They'll just say x is 6 and negative 3. Okay? Write the whole thing out. Don't get caught in being lazy trying to save time. You get a lot of time to do these. Okay, this is wrong. This is very wrong. Don't do that. There we go. There you are. Okay. Solve by factoring. Everyone to one side of the bus. Is there a greatest common factor? Are A and C perfect squares? Is A equal to 1? So, AC method it is. What times what makes negative 180 but adds up to negative 3? Okay. If you need, was there anyone who actually printed out a multiplication chart and you were using that? Because that's fair game, right? If you need to list out all your factors of 180 because you don't know off the top of your head is 12 and 15, you say 1 and 180, 2 and 90, 3 and 60, 4 and 45, 5 and words, 20 and 80, 36. 6 and 30, 7, no, 8, no, 9 and 20, 10 and 18, 12 and 15, 13, 14, no, I hit 15, so it means I'm going back up the list. If you need to list them out, don't be afraid to list them out. You're actually going to save time by listing them out than by guessing and checking on a calculator. Because how many times have you been guessing and checking and you guess and check the same numbers you already did once? Okay, just write them out. Oh, it's a negative 180. That means one of these has to be negative. So you look for what is at least 3 units apart. And to make a negative 3, that guy. So 10x squared plus 12x minus 15x minus 18. Cut it in half. What do those two have in common? More. Leaving.
Oh, you did it. I was mine. I did it backwards.
What do the other two have in common?
-3.
Leaving. They both happen to have a 5x plus 6 in common, leaving a, and again, don't quit, set 5x plus 6 equal to 0, and set 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Okay. If you have to list out your factors, list them out. If number 5 on the review involved a bigger number that wasn't as nice, number 5 on your quiz will involve a bigger number that's not as nice. Okay? Any questions there before we move on? Because I see some conversation still going. Ping pong, you good back there? Like, are you actually good with this? Okay. Just make. You seem like you're in like in-depth analysis there, so. And then simplifying radicals. Option number 1. I know my perfect squares. I know my multiplication facts. I rewrite this as 100 times 2 because the square root of 100 is 10. 10 square root of 2. Done. Option 2. I don't know those, but I got a calculator that can tell me this is 20 times 10, which is 10 times 2, which is 5 by 2, which is 5 by 2, and I rewrite it with all of those ends of the branches called my prime factors and say there's a pair of 2's, one gets out of jail. There's a pair of 2's, one gets out of jail. A 2 and a 5 outside, and a 2 left inside. Okay? This is how you very first learned it back in Algebra 1. Like, long time ago. Okay? What's the biggest perfect square that goes into 48? 16. So when I rewrite it, I say that's 5 square root of 3's minus 4 square root of 3's is just square root of 3. Yeah, don't put the 1 outside of it. It's redundant. That's like saying 1x, right? We just say x. Okay. No radicals downstairs. Give the girls bad ideas. Stir them up. What's outside radical land stays outside. What's inside radical land stays inside. What's inside times what's inside. Now, technically, it's square root of 36, but we know that when I take a square root times itself, it's just whatever that radicand is. Okay, so I got 6 square root of 30 over 6. These are both outside radical land now, so they cancel. What about that 30? Can I reduce it? if I'm not sure. Decision tree or factor tree. 2 by 3 by 5. It's all prime factors. Nothing comes out. Okay. So we had to take a little bit of a pit stop to review that stuff before heading on to tomorrow's. Okay. You know if I'm going to say yes or no. Mix yourselves up. Don't sit next to anyone you would normally sit next to, or I'm going to have issues with. Mix yourselves up and put your devices over there.
You were last time.
I didn't know.
Oh, no worries. I stay at 5.
Yeah? Well, yeah, if the whole table gets up and moves, you're going to end up probably sitting next to each other at a different table. That was dumb. Okay, look at Brooke and Jaden. They just moved apart. Problem solved. Okay. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 devices. And I know we got more kids than that. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. But one kid's gone. One kid is taking it different times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17. We should have 18. Who's my holdout? Right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Oh, no, that is 17. All right. No, that's 18.
Maria's gone.
We have 20 kids.
Oh,
He doesn't have one.
James, do you have a phone?
No.
All right. You seemed eager to point that out, so I'm guessing it's true. All right. Right? There we go.